We take care of all surface water. The reduction of use of fresh water, 90%. It means a lot in such a building. And we can reuse the nitrous substances from the toilets. Yeah, next. And this is, next project is a one family house. And this is the first house that we have a very special installation for waste handling, for ventilation, for energy in the building. We have no connection with the sewer line, and the energy for heating only 2 weeks per year. And this is far north in Sweden. And they don't need any AC during the summer. I can tell you about this later. Yep, next. This is the foundation for the building, and this is the way how we make foundations nowadays in my project. This is foam glass. Foam glass is made of a company called Pittsburgh Corning. You have this company here in the United States, and they have another company in Europe. We are buying the material from Brussels. And this is prefabricated foundation. We built it in this way. We are putting 5 centimeters on the ground on crushed stones, and then we have an aluminium sheet that protects us from radon gas, and then 5 centimeters of insulation, and then we put these pieces on this foundation. This is prefabricated. And at the edge of the foundation, we put 5 centimeters of insulation and glass fiber sheet on the outside. This foundation cannot take up moisture or water. It's a very good insulation. And we have seen that in Sweden, when we are using plastic foam in foundation, it's the normal way to do it in Sweden with concrete slab on top of it. Our small black ants, they are very, very fond of plastic foaming. They eat it, they live there, and you can never see them. So they are eating holes like my finger through this insulation. And it means that the humidity from the ground goes up in the concrete slab. And then you have 100% humidity in the concrete slab. And this is a part of a problem with moisture and other things. We built these foundations within 4 hours. Next.
Brother, can I ask you something? How do you do load bearing on it?
We can, the load bearing up to 5 flats on top of it.
Wow. What are 5 flats?
Yeah, a 5-story building.
5 stories.
Yeah. Next. And this is prefabricated wooden elements with 30 centimeters of insulation, and we blow the insulation when we have made the erection for the house. We are using cellulose, new cellulose insulation, not reused paper. We don't think that all these chemicals in the papers are good enough. The total construction time for the turnkey delivery is 3 months, and this on the roof after 2 days. Yeah, next.
Excuse me, I don't understand. 30 centimeter thick walls.
Yeah.
You put boards on each side and then you blow it in.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
But you can go back to forward. Yeah. Here you can see the inside. We have a cover on outside for protection for the wind. On the inside we have this glass fiber film. There is no plastic in the walls. No plastic sheetings. It's an open covering. We can transport in the humidity and transport out the humidity. For the cellulose insulation can take care of the humidity, but glass fiber insulation can't take care of it. In all glass fiber insulations, there are 5% urea. Urea is what it sounds to be, and it's a biological thing. So if it will be humidity in such an insulation, you will have moisture and a lot of problem. So this is the way we are
I
doing
was
it.
just wondering how it's structured inside. Is there,
We can take the details later on. Yes. Take the next. Yeah, thank you. This is the dining room. And the next bit. And there's the way we are heating the house in the winter for 2 weeks. There is very low need of energy in this building. We reuse the energy, and now I will try to explain this. We have buried canals in the ground for the air inlet, and it means it's preheated in the winter and it's cooling down in the summer. And we call it termite ventilation. And then the gutters, but what do you call it? The gutters in the drains, that's the word. The drains in the shower, it's at the same time ventilation. So we have no special ventilation canals for the used air. We are using the drains for the air. And it means that we can take care of the energy in the air, in the humidity, and in the water. And with the heat pump technology, we are producing hot water and heating for the building. We have normal water flushing toilets, and we separate the feces and the paper, and it goes to a container. The urine and the flushing water go through a filter of zeolite. Zeolite is a volcanic material that can absorb all the chemicals that's inside in the water. And then we take the biological waste from kitchen. It goes down to the same system, as you can see in most of the American homes. And then we are drying all this, the zeolite, the feces, and the biological waste in a vacuum chamber, a small one like this, and dry it. And when we open the vacuum, the temperature goes up to 70, up to 80 centigrades. And then we kill all the bacteria and viruses. So the rest products from such a one family house is 300 kilos of dry powder, bacteria and virus free. And then you can sell it on the market as fertilizer or use it in your garden. And it's the other thing is water, clean water. You can reuse this for the toilets, or you can use it on the lawns or your flower outside. So there is no need any longer for wastewater treatment system. And this can also be used in retrofitting of old buildings. Then you put this machinery outside or in the basement. And that can be used also in cities like Los Angeles.
Is that listed on our
It's listed,
page?
yeah.
There it is on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, next. So this is the split box system. Buried pipes, the gutters, no, it calls, yeah. And water flushing toilets, biological kitchen waste, heat pump technology, heating and hot water production, and the rest products are really clean. Yeah, next. And this is the system. It's a little bit complicated to see. Here's the bathroom. The gray water goes into this split box. The toilets is connected in separate pipes to the split box. And also the kitchen is coupled to this. We have the fans from the kitchen goes out in a separate canal. And then we can produce hot water and heating. And this we are leaving out, this is the dry fraction and infiltration for the water. And then we are self-sufficient with energy, water, and air from the geothermal way. And 2 summers ago, we visited the house, and it has been, now I can't tell you in Fahrenheit, but you can perhaps remember the figures. It was 28 centigrades outside. And when we came in the building, it was rather cool. We can measure 21 centigrades in the top of the building, and the air inlet was 17 centigrades. So they lower the temperature with up to 7 centigrades inside the building. and they don't need any air conditioning and anything like this.
Do you ever have any problem with mold on the air intake pipes?
No. If they are closed, there is no problem. Yeah. This technique, this is the termite ventilation. This is nature, how it works. So when the sun is shining on the termite pile like this, it's heated up to 50 centigrades. And the temperature in the ground is 70 centigrades. And the fresh air outside is perhaps 30. And this is a chimney. And this is the way how they cooling down their building. Next. And this is the way how we did it in this Villa Ödman. Here's the fresh air, here's the flimmer filter, and there's the buried pipe. It goes up to this part of the building, and the cold air goes down in the building, heated up by the people or the activities in the house. The roof is a part of the ventilation, and then it's very easy. Yeah, thank you. Next one family house is a unique house. It's built of foam glass. The whole building is built of foam glass. We have been asked from Japan and from other countries, is it possible to build a house that can stand the humidity? For example, in Japan there is very, very high humidity, high temperature in the summer, and it's rather cold in the winter. And when I have studied the Japanese way of building one-family houses, I can see that they are living in tents. They have 5 centimeters of insulation with a very bad structure in it. And the humidity is very high, and it's smelling. After a couple of years, it's smelling inside the houses. And they are taking down the houses after 20 or 30 years. It's impossible to live in them. And we can guarantee these houses can be used for hundreds of years if you make it in a way that are resistant against humidity. So this is a residential house. It's foam glass in the foundation, walls and roof. It's a humidity safe house, low need of energy, only 40 kilowatt hours per square meter a year. And this is a possibility to build fire-resistant buildings in here in California. It's called the Collian technology. Yeah, next. This is during the erection of the building. They are putting these prefabricated roof elements on top of the building. Next. And this is how it looks like when they are building the house. Yeah. Yeah, and the next. And this is how it looked like in beginning of December. This house had also another special thing. They have LED lighting in the house. It's a rather big building. It's 1,900 square meter. And when we put on all the light inside the building, it's just 400 watt. It's like 6 bulbs. And then you have a lighting for the whole building. And we have, yesterday we were talking about fire-resistant buildings, and we have a solution for that using this building technology. Then we can use plaster on outside and the special sheeting for the roof and the special cover for the windows and for the door to protect the building from fire. Yeah.
It's all the air intakes around
Yeah, no, it's coming down here. It's just for their the wooden structure for the garden. Yeah, next. This is a house with 32 apartments in the northern part of Sweden, in Umeå. It was ready 2006. This house is built on a social vision. We created a building which take in account that people lives in that way need to help each other. Most of the multi-stored apartment buildings in Sweden, there you go into the entrance, take the elevator and go into your flat. And then you see nobody in the building. It can take years before you meet another person. And if you are walking to the elevator, you are speeding up, so you don't need to speak with other people. That's the way in Sweden. Perhaps not similar in your country. But this built on a thought that 1/10 of the Swedish population will be retired within 10 years. And we think that the social welfare system can't take care of all the need for all these people. So we have to need to help each other. And then we need to build a building which take this in account, that we can, in an easy way, help each other. This is a wooden structure, glue laminated timber in the whole building. It's no connection to sewer line, so the wastewater are treated in the building, and there is no connection with the district heating. There's very little need of energy, and they are using wood pellets during some weeks during the winter. Yeah, next. This is the outside, the private balconies on the outside, the wooden structure on the house. And the paint here will never be repainted. It stands for 100 years. Yeah, next. This is the inside of the building, and this is an indoor Japanese garden with a streaming water, with balconies outside every apartment. And I've been living in the house many times, and the people sitting and eating dinner on the balconies, talking to each other across the room. And there's young people living there, there's children, and they're a couple, they are 80 years old. So there's a cross-section of the population. Yeah, next. This is the green room. Yep. And there's the balconies. Yep. Next. And now we are building a new project in our neighborhood. It will be 150 apartments, and built on what we learned from this project. And this will the installation for the wastewater in this project will be split box technology. Prefabricated apartments. It means that they are building the apartments on a factory, and it looks like containers, and then we move them to the site and put them on top of each other. And then we connect it with the sewer line and the electricity downpipes. There is low need of energy. Yeah, text next.
Are those man-made little lagoons? Man-made, like those lakes or little lakes?
Yeah. These lakes, yeah. We want to take care of the stormwater. And we have also discussed with the local authorities, so we can use the road for infiltration instead of let all this water go to the sewer pipes. But we have just clean water. It's only clean water that's leave the building. Yeah. And this is the section, the garage in the first part of the building, and then it's 5-story building and penthouse on top of it, and then you have this skylight lantern on top of it. Yeah, next. Yeah, this is just a plan for how we are discussing this. Yeah, next. And this is another project. It's a commercial project, as was mentioned when Diane told you about me. My daughter and I, we have got a very interesting project from Toyota in Sweden and Europe. They want us to see if it's possible to retrofit old car dealer shop. And this shop is in Malmö. It's a very ugly looking building. It's rebuilt, and they have made a lot of additional buildings to this. And we say that it's possible to convert it to be a sustainable building. We will have low need of energy, lantern skylights, green roofs, water saving installations, split books will be introduced in these buildings. And it means that these car dealer shops can be produced wherever in the country where there's cheap land, then you can build such a building and no connection with the sewer line. Total reduction of emissions, and in the building we have included an inspiration center for children. It means that the parents, when they're coming to the building for buying a new car, they lead the children in a science park where they can be trained for looking for sun collectors, wind power station, or fuel cells and whatever. And then they can be sitting there while the parents go down and buying a new car. And that's the reason why they call it the Inspiration Center. Yeah, next. And this is how it can look like when it's finished. You can see the green roofs, the skylight lanterns. Yeah. And this is the energy consumption for heating in this building. This is the existing building. It needs 250 kilowatt hours per square meter a year. And we can say if we retrofit the building, we can go down to 50 kilowatt hours per square meter. It's a lot of saving. Next. And this is the cost for energy. Today they are paying 1.2 million Swedish krona for the heating. And when it's retrofitted, down to 20,000 Swedish krona. They are saving 1 million in heating every year. Yeah, next. And this is the reduction of annual emissions in the building. I can't go through all the figures, but you can see the diagram. There's nearly no emissions from the building after the retrofit. Yeah. Yeah, here we are. Is this a sustainable city? It can be. It can be very sustainable. Next. What I try to tell people that our cities in Sweden and elsewhere, they are an unbalanced system. And all what's happening in the city need food from far away, raw material, water, energy. And when we are organized and living in the cities, we are producing a lot of pollutions, a lot of waste, both wastewater and waste to the landfill. And from this is a leakage out in the ground water, in the water table. So this is a sort of EcoCycle system. But this is not the same what I'm talking about. I don't like this EcoCycle. But it's possible to do it in another way. Next. This is the waste that human beings are producing. There is a lot of dangerous waste that we need to take care of. There's no recyclable waste, but there's a lot of recyclable materials that can be reused. And for example, we can take care of all these used goods and let it go into the society again. And there is a lot of material that can be composed and used as a part of the upgrading of all these things. So it's just, if you think about it, it's possible to do it in many, many ways. Yeah. And this is a proposal for how to renew the wastewater treatment pipings in a city. If you retrofit an old building, you can separate the different sources in the building. You can take care of the grey water and use it for infiltration or for irrigation on the site. And then you store these other parts of the wastewater, and then you can pump it. This is the old pipes, and inside the old pipes you can have smaller pipes. If you can take the water into a building in a small pipe, why can't you send the used water in a small pipe? This is the idea. So you store it, pump it out, and then you have a wastewater treatment, a professional wastewater treatment, where you take care of the urine, the feces, and other things separated and not get together. Then you can build cities. You can pump the water up and down in the city, and you can also pump this in sequences, so you don't need to have so big pipes. So this is an opportunity, and I should like to see this. This is from the same company, the Split Vision company, and they have a lot of interesting ideas around this. Next. And this is how we could build EcoCycle adapted cities. And this is just a calculation. If you want to build a city with 40,000 inhabitants, and this is a real good size of a city, 95% of what you need can be done in such a city. And the size of such a city, if you build them in 1 or 2-story building, is 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers. And then you can have the schools, the shopping center, and everything. This is a biking distance into the center. You don't need the cars for that. And then you have a fast train, light train, or buses going in between these cities. And this is a possibility also to retrofit old cities and to make them more sustainable. And if you want such a city in Northern Europe, self-sufficient with energy, food, water, and all these things, you need 10 kilometers by 10 kilometers. I haven't made the calculation for your part of the world, but in Northern Europe, then we have the self-sufficiency in the cities. And this can be used also in the third world for people who don't have so much money. This is possible to use this infrastructure, the local materials, mud bricks and so on, and then you can build a city that's sustainable also in the third world. Yeah? Next. So my thinking of the perfect city, this is an anthill. They are using local materials. They have perfect ventilation and humidity, low need of energy, good roads, organic food, no waste, EcoCycle adapted infrastructure, well organized, the queen on the top, and it's built on a social vision. I think this can learn us something about how to do our cities. Yeah, the next. This is a key question. What's the price for this? And our experience from Sweden is that this type of buildings, they are about 10% more expensive than an ordinary building. Only 10% more. But the yearly cost, we can guarantee that the yearly cost is at least 10% lower. And the need of energy is just 25% of the accepted new standard in Sweden. And they have really lowered the standard in Sweden. And you are not allowed to build a building today where you have above this certain level.